Hello, this is CityScape, our regular podcast featuring people, places, and ideas that impact Livonia. I'm Dan West with the Livonia Chamber of Commerce. Today we meet a beloved religious leader who started a new congregation here in Livonia 50 years ago, and it has grown into one of the largest Antiochian Orthodox Christian communities, featuring the only basilica in North America. The eye-catching Basilica of St Mary, located on Merriam Road between 6 Mile and 7 Mile, is the center of worship for many Middle Eastern Christian families in and around Livonia. The church was established by Father George Shalhoub in 1972, shortly after his ordination as a priest. Services were held at various other churches in town until St. Mary built its own church in 1975. As the congregation grew and church ministries grew, St. Mary constructed the cultural center next door in 1991. A fire razed the original church in 1996. Construction on this beautiful new basilica was completed in 2002. Today, this church serves 5,000 families from across southeastern Michigan. It is our honor to be joined today by Father George Shalhoub, the founder and pastor here at the Antiochian Orthodox Christian Church of St. Mary. Thank you, Father George, for joining us.
I welcome you. I welcome all the Chamber of Commerce and all our neighbors to this awesome interview.
Yes.
And I'm here to answer any question you desire.
Well, what's great is that many people who maybe have not, you drive by the building, it's obviously a beautiful, beautiful structure, but, at least people have not been here get a chance to see it.
The intention when we built this basilica was to build what every immigrant promised to raise their family. Mm-hmm. We put this as a gift on the lap of Merriam Road. So to keep our tradition of the early church with all its beauty and iconography, because this will become a lighthouse for many, many generations to come after I leave this earth.
When you consider this is going on your 50th anniversary, what comes to mind when you think about 50 years of your ministry here?
When you said to me a few minutes ago that it's like time flies, in my lifetime really didn't fly because we struggled a lot. Mm-hmm. Because we were very few in the beginning and we were new to our neighbor in our city, and we struggled, but all this struggle, it really wasn't ours. It was a sign of growth. It was God who brought us together and inspired us to bring a piece of Christianity where Christianity started in Greater Syria to the heart of Livonia.
Let's go back to 1972. Why was there an interest in developing an Antiochian Orthodox Christian community here in Livonia?
The bishop at that time realized that they need a church in Western Wayne County. And I was just new in America. Matter of fact, I was married on the end of, I was a deacon. You have to be married before you are a priest. I was married on the 28th of January this month and was ordained a week later. And the bishop asked me, he said, to go to Detroit area and establish a mission and have no idea whom I'm gonna meet, who are the people, where we're gonna pray, where we're gonna gather. So I drove with really being young and naive. When you're young, you are fearless. But he asked me to come and I didn't say no. Because the community were growing little by little in Livonia. So we started with maybe 5 family. Mm-hmm. And then everybody find out about us, and we gather ever since. So there is a need. St. Mary's Orthodox Church is the third Orthodox church in Metro Detroit. The mother church is St. George in Troy, and we have a sister church in Berkeley. But I'm the one who been here since 1972 and purchased that McKenna farm. And it was part of Bryan Junior High School. Mm-hmm. We purchased that property. But I'm forever grateful to the Catholic Church and the Protestant Church and the Orthodox Church who housed us for so many years before we built our own church.
Father George, what's been the key to the congregation and the church's growth through the years?
I think that the key is really service. I was young, and I grew up with people, children. So there are generation that I married their parents, baptized their children, married the children, and baptized the grandchildren. But the key is the message that we are holding in our life, the truth of who we are as Orthodox Christian, and to be a shepherd. There's a lot of suffering that the priest goes through, especially in my case, with my family. In the early days, we didn't have anything. But we've never felt that we were hopeless. Maybe we were homeless, but never hopeless. And the Livonia community really been a great neighbor to us.
We talk about 50 years that this faith community has been here, and the evolution continues. You've got some projects for additional growth for this community in the future. Can you talk a little bit about what we got going here for projects in the near future?
Everything we did, it was done in cooperation with our city government. We built a church, we have a cultural center. But when I look back after 50 years, when I leave this world, what will be behind? What will attract people to remain in the church? Well, number one, taking care of their children. So we hope to build a Montessori school that will be part of this church, as we have now one school. And to build a family and youth center. Kids get in trouble. Family need help. Where should they go? So we hope to have an in-house counseling, a gymnasium, so they can play and enjoy the fellowship. And above all, if you do not honor your father and mother, you're wasting your life as a church and as people. So we hope to build an independent structure. We purchased some 20-some acres from the Board of Education in the last 20 years in the back of the church to build the Merriam Center, which is independent living, school, and family and youth center.
Well, clearly, you've already built an amazing legacy with this community, and there's definitely more down the line for now and the future for this faith community. And it sounds like for the Livonia community as a whole, with the services, when you're talking about a school and senior living and other avenues for collecting and gathering people, that's clearly a legacy that you're definitely looking for going forward.
Well, the point is that a church, a neighborhood are changing. Mm-hmm. Demography is changing. So when we put this program together, the church and the city will become a lifelong partner in this journey. Mm-hmm. So a lot of churches, a lot of people move away. Mm-hmm. But when we can have your children, your youth, and your elderly around your community, you have a great deal of sustaining their life.
Great message, Father George. And again, I congratulate you on 50 years being the leader and founder and spiritual leader of this church. and definitely for the growth and the success of this church community. Thank you for
Thank you.
spending time to speak with us today.
Thank you so much.
We are joined by Haitham Fakhouri, who is a Livonia resident, business owner, and a longtime member of the Basilica of St Mary's. And Haitham, thank you for being with us. Talk to us what Father George has meant to you in this faith community.
So Father George is my spiritual father, but he's also my servant leader. I serve with him in the altar, and I've worked with the Basilica here in many facets for the past, I would say, 13 years. He's a true leader. I mean, I say he's a spiritual father, but he's just like a father. He's helped me and many that I know through many times in their life, because as humans we stumble. He is that leader that helps you, that provides the light to God and helps you to stay on path. So he's been just a remarkable person in the leader and the community for us.
And from what I've gathered, he's involved. He will talk to you about what's going on in your faith life, your family life, your business life. He truly is an all-round advisor to his members.
Well, the good thing about Father George is he has so many ties to the greater community. He isn't a silo in the respect where he's only here in the church. I know that during the interview he said that we're a part of the community, but he truly is involved in so many different organizations, whether they're multi-faith, multi-ethnic corporation foundations, that if you need anything in any regard, he's always willing to lend a helping hand, whether it's connecting you with a job, connecting you with a partner, connecting you with anything that you need. He's always been very supportive in that regard.
And we thank everybody for watching this episode of CityScape. We appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.